You're gonna ruin that child.
What are your actual qualifications, Mr. Sykes? I never asked. Are you a doctor? Are you? Psychologist? I mean, a proper one? Are you? No. I didn't think so. Shame on you! Shame on me, too.
36 states still no law against this kind of therapy. There is a drive to change that. The Trevor Project, right? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, there's a number of things that you could do. I mean, the Trevor Project has an initiative called it's 50-50, 50 bills for 50 states. Just trying to make that number not 36 and 14, but to really go the whole country to really do a whip around and get it all off the table. The problem then is that therapy can still exist under a religious banner, but I think the more awareness there can be, I mean, a lot of it's happening under kind of within the church groups. They're not advertising openly, so a lot of children are going through this, you know, without any help. So the more people know about it, the better. It's far more complicated than a black and white judgment from the outside. It's not about hatred necessarily. It's not about hateful people doing hateful things. I saw this story of parents who loved their child and thought they were trying to help him and were willing to, and especially in the case of Nicole's character, re-examine that choice and go even further than that and do something very massive, which is to re-examine their whole understanding of their faith. And that, to me, was a hopeful enough message that was coming out of something quite harrowing.
Well, let's talk about the force of nature that is Nancy/Martha. You met Martha. You spoke to her. Tell me about that meeting and the woman that you found. You know, this is years on from this experience in her life and in Jared's life.
Years on, but still present, because she's in the process of a journey of making amends to her son, ultimately, which I think even allowing the film to be made and allowing all of this to be aired to the world, which is an incredibly vulnerable position to put your family in, allows change and allows her to apologise. And I find that unbelievably moving and brave, and I love her for that statement and what she's allowed us to do.
We've talked about that before, that your kind of interest in getting into a character through clothing and through...
I mean, my interest is getting in, and it's inside out, because that's just... Otherwise, I can't play the role. I have to feel it, and then once I'm in it, then everything else sort of falls into place. And a lot of this was the costume designer and Joel and I all going, she has a particular presentation to the world, but that's not sort of... She's actually a very quiet woman. She's got a great sense of humour and she speaks beautifully, but she presents in a very colourful, bright way, and I find that juxtaposition really interesting. So capturing that, and then that changes the way you move and the way you talk and the way everything changes. But if it doesn't start in here, then it's all just superficial and a caricature, which I'm terrified of.